Follow the money.
That's what I always say. You always follow the money.
Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Pauly Howard on VSiN.
Here we go. Welcome in. It is Follow the Money on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Mitch Moss, Pauly Howard with you live downtown Las Vegas from the Circa Resort and Casino. Very busy 3-hour program lined up today. Jeff Sherman from the Westgate Superbook. Longtime NBA guy, longtime Lakers fan on the show in 30 minutes. Can't wait to get his reaction to the huge trade. Brian Mahoney, who's covered the NBA for a long time, Associated Press. His reaction to the deal. Jonathan Von Tobel, live in New Orleans for Super Bowl week. He's coming up a little bit later on in the program as well. There was a very good chance, I'm going to say like 98% chance, that if you go back to 4 p.m. Pacific time on Friday and then even into like Saturday morning and afternoon, we were never even going to say the name Luka Doncic today on the show. There was no reason. He's missed like 19 games already this year, right? And I'm sure that typically this would have been a Monday filled with a lot of Super Bowl talk. I am still in disbelief, as is the rest of the country, over the most insane trade, I think, in any sport ever.
Ever? NBA, I agree.
NBA, 100%. Yep. Nothing's close.
Yep.
Adam Schefter today was asked on a Denver radio station if he can compare it to any piece of breaking news he's ever had in his life. No hesitation. He goes, Andrew Luck retiring. That might be the good comp because everybody was floored. Nobody saw it coming, and the rest is history. And the same can be said about what just took place Saturday night with that trade. Nobody saw this coming.
You have to give it to this league. What they do the entire year is people talk about the NBA and how powerful the league is off the court and the drama and this time of year with the trades. We almost had this go down, then Fox was dealt, and Butler would have been traded yesterday if Golden State was going to give him an extension. The NBA insider, Shams, has to put above the original tweet, no, I have not been hacked. It's incredible.
I think I read his original tweet Saturday night 8-10 times.
Right. You say, wait a second. There's
no way it's happening.
Yeah, this got to be phony. This has got to be an imposter.
You're right, exactly.
This just can't be. There's just no way in hell an organization would be this dumb. Right?
That's exactly what I thought.
God. And then I just couldn't wait and that's one of the glorious times, fun times with social media that I can't wait to get on X and see what everyone's saying and then listen and all the different, because they're going to take shots at him too, because there's going to be the horror stories about why they decided to do this and can't get enough of it.
So there isn't a single Dallas Maverick fan alive that I have seen say I like what they did. They are so pissed off within hours. Now, take this for what it's worth. Within hours, the Mavericks lost 700,000+ followers on Instagram. They just went to the finals. He's 25 years old. He's on pace to be one of the best players in the history of the league. And you traded him for... Look, we'll get into what it means for both teams maybe this year and obviously down the road. Anthony Davis, when healthy, is obviously not chopped liver. The guy's awesome, right? But what could have been here and how it all unfolded, Pauly, this is how big it is. I went to bed probably 11:30 on Saturday night. I woke up. I was, checked my phone about 5:30, 6 o'clock on Sunday morning. I had 23 different messages all about the trade. Some people, as I tweeted out before the show, I believe I've never talked NBA with in my entire life.
Oh, very good.
That's how big it is.
Yeah, well said.
I was just like, I couldn't keep up. And then that was to begin the day, and they kept coming in fast and furious all day yesterday.
It's one of the worst trades I can ever remember in any sport. Having said that, the Mavs can't be 40-1 to win the title.
Or 20-1 to win the West.
And the Lakers can't be 10-1. As Brian Windhorst had a great rant today, you're taking advantage of people. That's outrageous. They don't even have a full team yet.
Yeah.
But to think, top 3 player in the league, 25 years old, the favorite entering the season to win the MVP, you went to the finals last year. We're sick of them. And you didn't get the haul.
No.
There's so much going on here. I could do 7 hours. You didn't even get a haul. You talked to one team. You'll get to that coming up. But then you look and like, wait a second. There's got to be more here with the pieces. And you give up a top 3 player in the league, 25 years old, and you get 32-year-old Anthony Davis and Christie, and only one of their first-round picks.
That's it.
And no Reeves.
No Reeves, no Connect, not the other first-round pick.
Yes.
They never open it up to the entire league. Look at what some players have gotten or teams have gotten in exchange for players in the past. The Kevin Durant deal. is astonishing when you compare it to this. The Paul George deal when he was traded. This is from Eric Slater, who puts it into perspective. The Nets turned 34-year-old Kevin Durant. This would take me 10 minutes to read the entire tweet. Cam Johnson, Zaire Williams, a 2023 Phoenix first, a 2025 Phoenix first, a Knicks first pick this year, Milwaukee first-round pick. There's like 15 picks involved. The Mavericks turned 25-year-old Luka into Davis Christie in a 2029 LA first. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Luke, put the better tweet up. They actually had Luka, Brunson, and Porzingis on the same team. They turned Luka, because Brunson left for nothing. They turned Luka, Brunson, and Porzingis into AD, Christie, and Dinwiddie. It gets worse. Of all people, I think Bill Barnwell had a good, the NFL guy of ESPN.com, that people can't wait to be in this situation and have this type of asset, and you didn't bother calling anyone else in the league. You just called the Lakers and said, "Hey, let's quiet. You didn't even shop them. You didn't even say, "Okay, we're open for business. Let the insanity begin."
And they knew about it for a month.
Right. What do you want for this guy? Like, everyone knows San Antonio can just give you whatever you want. And the people around the league were saying, "Oh my God, thank God it's not Luka and Wemby for the next 15 years." But to not even pick up the phone and let people know. I also think it was 17 years to the day that the Lakers got Gasol. That was the same type of deal. Like, what? Everyone around the league's like, I didn't even know he was available. No one called. Memphis never called. Same type of thing here.
How do you not open? I refuse to believe that they think that Anthony Davis is going to be the, and again, Davis very good, but they had to have Anthony Davis?
Come on.
They had to have him.
Okay, are you sitting down? Good. How about this angle? Because you're going to lose your mind. Kirk Goldsberry has a source inside the Lakers organization. The source said that's the other thing. How do you not get the 2031 pick? That's laughable. They got the 2029. The other first-round pick was on the table, and Dalton Connect. But then Pelinka comes in and talks Harrison out of it, like, I'm a little concerned about Luka, and his negotiating actually worked, and then Connect and the other pick were then removed from the trade.
So Pelinka,
the guy needs to win some awards.
So Pelinka played hardball with Harrison, not the other way around.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Can you believe it? Can you believe the onions? This guy needs to walk around with a wheelbarrow because one sudden move and it blows it up, right? Oh, congratulations, he kept a secret. Of course he's going to keep a secret. Because if you let it go and word gets around the league, everyone's going to be like, wait, he's available? What do you want? I'll give you whatever you want. But for Pelinka to come back and play hardball and say, no, I'm not comfortable with that, I'm giving up too much, and it works, I'm stunned.
Well, the whole thing. This is, again, and the video part of this is astonishing. For those of you in the radio audience, I hope you've seen it on social media. Jason Kidd's face when Nico Harrison was talking about the deal, it looked like he just was gutted and he lost a family member. So this is Harrison telling the media that Jason Kidd was unaware of the deal.
Well, I think the long term is the time frame. I think he fits our time frame. If you pair him with Kyrie and the rest of the guys, he fits right along with our time frame to win now and win in the future. And the future to me is 3-4 years from now. The future 10 years from now, I don't know. I don't think they probably bury me and Jay by then, or we bury ourselves. Yes.
And Kidd didn't know.
Oh my God!
They kept it a secret from everybody.
You better win a championship soon. That's the other thing. AD's 32. Kyrie's going to be 33. This guy's 25 years old. You just went to the finals. A couple years ago, he carried you to the Western Conference Finals. What are you doing?
It felt like collusion to me at first. After I wrapped my head around it. Again, hearing that guy talk, the fact that he never even picked up the phone and messaged another team in the entire NBA. And again, I refuse to believe that the deal was, Luka's conditioning is not good enough. We don't want to give him the supermax, so we have to have Anthony Davis. He's the guy. He's the key to us winning a title down the road. This is from a story in The Athletic. A person familiar with the Mavericks-Lakers organization, actually the Dallas Morning News, my apologies, told them that Harrison got full support from team governor Patrick Dumont in the weeks leading to the trade. And when it was time to pull the trigger late Saturday night, Harrison said Dumont laughed, apparently thinking the GM was joking when he broached the possibility of trading Luka, but has continued his unwavering trust in the culture Harrison and Kidd said that they are building in Dallas. He thought it was a joke. Everybody thought it was a joke. That people thought GMs got hacked.
Yep. There's some good conspiracy stuff, too, we'll get into that's out there that's interesting. But it's, the report from Tim McMahon, who covers the team, that they felt they were being held hostage by him. And it could be Embiid part 2. Always hurt, calf injury, conditioning, likes to drink, won't get in shape, yada, yada.
He could do
But it doesn't. This reminds me of the Randy Moss thing when he played. Yeah, but he takes plays off. Yeah, but he's the second best wide receiver of all time. There is no but. Mm-hmm. You just went to the finals. He's top 2 player in the league. What are you talking about?
He could honestly, he could pop beer bongs after every made basket.
Yes. And
I would never hesitate giving him the Supermax. I'm like, there you go. That's Luka being Luka.
Right. So they didn't want to give him $350 million. I can't believe it.
In a league that is filled with ridiculous contracts.
Yeah.
You don't want to give this guy the Supermax.
Ryan Russillo said he could dribble the ball up the floor smoking cigarettes. I don't care.
He's right.
I know. That's not crazy. He's that good. Who cares if he's chubby?
I don't care.
Right. Big game almost here. We have you covered. Kickoff to cash out. We're live Sunday while the game starts. We're on till 4 Pacific. All your favorite hosts will be breaking down the action, early morning breakdowns, in-game betting strategies, post-game recap. Stick with us. Follow the money 1 to 4 on Sunday. VSiN.com, VSiN Watch app, YouTube TV, Sirius XM 158, iHeartRadio, baby.
Up next, another superstar has requested a trade, and we'll go down that path of you call it what you want, maybe some conspiracy theories that I'm actually buying here on the Mavericks end of this deal. That's coming up here on VSiN.
Those were wild times. Betting squares for the big game has come a long way.
Now with the Circus Sports app, you can select your Circus Squares right at your fingertips.
Everyone's played traditional squares at a big game watch party. Here at Circus Sports, we do it a whole lot better.
Select your own squares and as many as you want.
A $1 minimum bet and a $100,000 maximum payout.
And best of all, no more arguing over the squares.
Circus Squares brought to you by Circus Sports, the world's largest sports book at your fingertips.
The biggest football event of the year is upon us, and VSiN's got you covered before, during, and after the big game. We're pulling out all the stops with contributions from every one of your favorite VSiN hosts and experts. They'll be giving out their best bets for the game, as well as breaking down the lines and discussing their favorite props that they'll be sweating throughout. Tune into VSiN starting at 8 a.m. Eastern to catch all the action. And let the Sports Betting Network take you through the biggest Sunday in sports betting.
So, Pauly, have you had a chance to read the VSiN Daily yet?
Yeah, came in at 3 a.m. What's Bill doing up that late?
Well, rumor has it, it starts off with a 12-hour meditation session.
Then he just pours himself over film and live TV, really focusing and taking it all in. Bill's in with the biggest insiders, talking trade secrets, strategies, the whole nine, absorbing the info.
And then and only then can the writing process begin.
In Las Vegas, Bill's late night becomes your early morning. Wake up to the very latest betting insights in your inbox with the VSiN Daily. Sign up for free at vsin.com/newsletter.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Crazy weekend, and you can tag Monday along with that as well, because not only did you have the most insane trade in the history of the NBA, most shocking trade, Luka goes from Dallas to the Lakers, more on that coming up here in a second. Now there are reports saying that Kevin Durant wants out of Phoenix, my God. And then in the NFL, Myles Garrett requested a trade today. That came in. Brown said they're not going to trade him. Well, who knows? He's got 2 years left on his deal, and if he just tells him, look, I'm not going to come back and play for you ever again. You better get something in return. Get me the hell out of here. Mm-hmm. He wants to go play for a winner.
Yeah.
And there are plenty of teams who could obviously use him.
Let me give you this, my friend. The best NBA bettor of all time, Haralabob Voulgaris, who now owns a soccer team and did so well with crypto, worked for the Mavs and Cuban. That's the other thing that's getting lost in this. People still think Cuban sold the team. It's a different ownership. Cuban has no say. Voulgaris tweeted, "This will go down as one of the worst trades in the history of sports. You traded away a top 3 player in their prime of his career, and your return was a draft pick and a 32-year-old Anthony Davis." He runs down than what other teams got like you did with the Halls. They now have one player on their roster who can create a shot for himself or for others in Kyrie, and he's about to turn 33. And the funniest thing in all of this is thanking Pelinka at the press conference for agreeing to keep things quiet. This is also a big bet on Kyrie Irving, which could backfire too.
It is.
And Luka also lost a ton of money because Luka is now not eligible for the Supermax, which was $350 million, and he goes from Texas to California with the tax hit.
Right. The most egregious part of the deal is the fact that Nico Harrison is like taking pride, by the way, in telling everybody that he never talked to another team. That's the that's the worst part of the deal.
Yeah, and thanking Pelinka.
Dude, you could have gotten, and look, not every pick is going to hit, but look at the position OKC is in with all their picks that they've had.
Yeah.
Right? So you could have turned Luka into 100 picks. You could have gotten so much more than when you got in return. Again, short term, maybe the Mavericks win the Western Conference this year. I think 19-20-1 to win the conference, not bad. Might take a slice of that myself. Yeah. I want nothing to do with the Lakers number this year. How could you?
Well, right now, come on.
Right now, yeah.
I mean, they still have to make another trade. They were 22nd in defense and traded their 2 best defensive players.
Yeah.
They can't be 10-1. I don't care.
Do not bet that.
That's outrageous. That's laughable. It's an insult.
Yes, it is. But I'm trying to come up with how many picks could have been on, going their way. You could throw anything at me.
You could.
And it would have made more sense than this. And so, I believe it, by the way. You got 10 first-round picks. Okay, I'm listening.
You see this in every sport, though. When you get a hot-shot new owner with obviously a ton of money, they always come in and want to make a splash or headlines. This time it worked the other way. Ishbia did it with the Suns right away, making a big trade. That's usually what here. It's you're giving away your best player, and the fans are furious, and they're ready. They lost all those followers, as you talked about as well. So it could be the new owners didn't want to pay $350 million, and maybe there's other plans going on there. They held hostage by him, the defense, whatever. No blowback when Windhorst torched him after Game 2, I think it was, of the finals. But this is just a surreal piece of theater here.
They're saying that he was not worth the Supermax.
Yeah, think about that.
We think that the conditioning and the injuries are going to be too big of a problem for the rest of his career, and we don't want him. Don't want him.
Yep. Yes.
There's also, this was making the rounds on social media. There's a guy by the name of Chris Cradaville who is a lifelong Mavericks fan, and he's also a litigator in the state of Texas. He wrote, he had some brilliant thoughts on this, maybe the tinfoil hat kind of stuff. But to your point of how there's new ownership now, the Adelsons, right?
Yep.
And his points were basically, it's better for this team because here's the thing: they want a brand new arena that's also tied into a resort casino,
right?
But they can't, and they are the biggest lobbyists. They pay more money to politicians in that state than anybody else. They have more money than God. They want to bring a Venetian-style casino to Dallas, and they want to have legal gambling in that state. Well, it keeps getting shut down, so this could be their way of, okay, we're eventually going to be bad. If you're not going to give us what we want, we're going to up this team and move them to Las Vegas. And this guy had brilliant. I'll retweet it right now.
It's getting a lot of steam, and it's been mentioned by several people. Go ahead.
Yeah,
you can do that. It's the plot of Major League. I want to run their organization into the ground and move the team.
Yep.
That's their theory. Yeah.
Because they're gonna like, look, tell the entire state, if you don't give us what we want, and we want to have this brand new destination resort and casino and a brand new arena for our Dallas Mavericks, then screw you. We are saying adios to this city. And we're going to take them, and, we have plenty of options in Las Vegas, which is just like, wow. I'll buy into that a little bit, right? I don't think it's the craziest thing of all time.
No, it's not. But you got tinfoil hat guy there, and that's one angle, too. It was also well put by Tim Bontemps, ESPN.com, the analogy to Michael Lewis in the book and the movie Big Short. They are shorting Luka Doncic.
Right.
They don't think he's going to be worth this and not even close, and that's it. And they're betting against Luka, that the conditioning and the injuries will come back and to bite him, and he'll break down in his 30s, and much like Embiid. So it's a short of Luka, which is also, as I said earlier, though, a bet on Kyrie, which would scare the hell out of me.
Right. And by the way, also reports came out, as soon as this happened, people were like, well, this is going to be LeBron's swan song here. He's going to get traded now to maybe Golden State and team him up with Steph Curry.
Yeah, that was outrageous.
And that's already been poo-pooed, and LeBron's
40 years old. He's not. What are you going to get for him?
Right. Do you think the Warriors are going to win the title if they traded LeBron to go play with Steph Curry right now? How?
Plus, he just gave him an extension. Right. And you drafted his son as a favor.
Yeah.
That was crazy, the stuff that was being peddled.
And I know people who...
he said he always wanted to play with Luka. He's on record saying that. And then Luka's relationship with Kobe. Sorry.
I know. I've also noticed like smart NBA people suggest that LeBron playing with Luka is going to be a challenge. Like it's not going to be very easy for them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because also consider this part, right? LeBron just had a triple-double the other night against the Knicks. He was awesome in that game. Mm-hmm. LeBron, Austin Reeves, and Luka, they're all very ball-dominant. Luka had the ball in his hands all the time in Dallas.
You got to trade Reeves.
You're going to have to.
You have to trade Reeves now and that other number one pick.
How'd Dallas not get him?
I know. That Reeves, Connect, and the other pick should have been in there minimum. Minimum. And it was, except Pelinka playing hardball. Okay, you got a point, Rob. Well done. I mean, isn't it nuts?
Yes, it is.
I mean, so the numbers now, as high as 40-1 to win the title. One person said they're the second best team in the West. I can't get that aggressive. But still, Dallas could probably make another move, and we'll see, because Anthony Davis is still having a great year. Lakers as low as 10-1, that's ridiculous. Adjusted win totals. Sacramento now 42.5. They get Levine. Fox goes to the Spurs. Spurs 40.5. Dallas 44.5. Lakers 47.5. Lakers plus 135 to win the division. Sac 2-1 to make the playoffs. Spurs 4-1. Dallas only minus 120 to make the playoffs. Lakers minus 425.
What do you think of the other deal overall?
That I loved.
I liked it for forget the Bulls for a second here.
Well, the Bulls have no idea what they're doing.
No clue. I liked it honestly for both teams, the Spurs and the Kings.
The Spurs did the Kings did a pretty good job. Yeah. But now it's just this is going to be scary to see Fox and Wemby now for the next knows how many years. This is a great move.
I don't think the Kings were ever going to win a championship with or without Fox. They were going to be, a pretty good playoff team. I think if they got in there this year and a threat for sure, as we've talked about in recent weeks since Doug Christie took over as the head coach. But for the Spurs now moving forward, to have this young nucleus around Fox and Wemby and some of the other players that are on that team, they didn't really have to give up a whole hell of a lot. Some picks were involved in the deal overall, but the players, like that is a great start here to really take the next leap in San Antonio. I think it's awesome for them.
Yep. Huge day here at VSiN. And also follow the money. You saw we're up on the game in Las Vegas now, but also a big-time sponsor coming aboard. Met this guy on Friday. This is incredible. What a story. And this is, I know it pertains to a lot of people, but Evan, if you're listening, someone tracked down Evan. Have you ever had your deposit blocked by your bank right before a big bet or needed cash at 2 a.m. for another shot at the tables but hit your ATM limit? You know how much money they charge you for that? To get out more money, and $300-400 if you want to get serious about some money.
Oh.
It drives you nuts. Like, wait a second, I want to take out $2,000 and it's $200? Are you nuts? Edge Boost has your back. It's the first ever bank account built for bettors. With Edge Boost, all your gambling-related transactions will be approved. No more headaches. For high rollers, you can move up to $250,000 a day. on your Edge Boost Visa debit card. Unlimited withdrawals, 24/7 instant deposits. Never wait for a wire to clear again. Man, it gets better. Every time you deposit into a gambling account, you earn cashback rewards up to 0.5 percentage point. All this for no uses fees and no minimum balance. This is a bank account, not a credit card. There's no approval required or credit checks. Edge Boost has a suite of responsible gambling tools to help you manage your bankroll and make informed decisions. Go to edgeboost.bet. Edgeboost.bet, code FTM. Start at Tier 2 for faster bank transfers and higher cashback rewards. Sign up for Edge Boost today. Edgeboost.bet. FTM's your code.
Love it. Welcome aboard. Jeff Sherman on the program up next from the Westgate Superbook. He's been setting NBA odds for a long time, also a Lakers fan. He laughed at some of the stuff that's out there.
And they're off.
Sports betting game with VSiN's exclusive betting splits. Stay ahead with real-time market trends and track bet percentages on any matchup. Then uncover the edge by comparing them to the amount of bets placed to find out where the sharp money is headed. Upgrade to VSiN Pro to access betting splits, live odds, line moves, power ratings, and in-depth game analysis. Go to VSiN.com/pro to join VSiN, the sports betting network.
This is VSiN, the sports betting network.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Welcome back. We're live, as always, Circa Resort Casino in downtown Las Vegas. We'll head across town here as Jeff Sherman joins the program. He is VP of Risk over at the Westgate Superbook, and he is on the Progressive guest line. Jeff, good afternoon. Thanks for the time today. How are you?
Oh, great. How's it going, guys?
Really well.
Hey, Jeff.
Still shocked. You've been setting NBA numbers. You're great at this. You've been doing it for a long, long time. You're also a lifelong Lakers fan. I mean, how do you even put into words what happened on Saturday night with that deal?
I don't think there are words. Every time you try to come up with some, like you come up with other ones. And it's, I had to save Sham's tweet because it's something you'll look back on. And it's just mind-boggling. I mean, you know, from a Laker fan perspective, you know LeBron's got a year or two left or whatnot. You think of the team going forward, what it's going to be Anthony Davis's team with Austin Reeves and then who knows what. Now you've totally reset that where you have the guy, LeBron coming off the books, cap space, who wants to come play with Luka in L.A. Like the next 10 years, the Lakers are set.
For sure. For sure. Okay, let me ask it this way. Let's say I had inside information before the trade was announced on Saturday, and I got a hold of you and I said, Jeff, I'll give you 100-1 odds that this deal is going to happen. Would you have even considered taking 100-1 odds on that?
No, it's beyond the wildest dreams of, I mean, the whole situation that, first of all, obviously there was no leak to it. There's no idea about it, but you don't figure somebody like that, that's like saying Wemby getting moved. Someone that has so many years ahead of them that's looking at a top 5 player in the league. And it's so hard to get that you have to hold on to that as a team. And you don't look to move on from that. You work with whatever issues there are. And it's mind boggling. And to some degree, I still don't believe that it happened.
How did you then adjust the numbers overall? And was there anything out there? Were you guys taking bets at all on the Lakers right away? Are you seeing any action on the Mavericks?
Well, I was pretty quick to adjust on it. And, well, I mean, first of all, I looked at it and didn't believe it. And I wanted another source. And so I saw Dan Wilkie, who I know Lakers beat writer, and he tweeted and confirmed it. And so I immediately just closed the odds. And that was before anybody was able to play anything. And then I went through and absorbed some of it and adjusted it. And I had the Lakers at 50-1. I went down to 20-1. And unless they make some more moves before Thursday, I don't think this season is it. They are now lacking on defense. They don't have interior help, and they need to address that to say that they can do something this year. So I'm fine at 20-1, but once I went 20-1 and opened it up that night, all day yesterday, today, nothing but Lakers at 20-1. That's all I'm seeing. So I'll go lower if they make another move, but right now, you know, that's what we're offering. And I bumped Dallas up from 20 to 30. And I mean, I think that they are going to have a decent team when they're healthy. You know, I don't know. They're still ways behind Oklahoma City, as everybody in the West is, but Dallas needs to do something this year or next year, or it's going to be a complete failure for that team.
I agree.
Yep.
I agree. Why don't you want a piece of 40-1? Can I argue they're the third best team in the West?
The Lakers at 40?
No, Dallas.
Dallas.
Yeah.
First of all, it's the position that they're in. I mean, they're in the standings. They got a lot of making up to do.
Right.
So there's a likelihood of them being in the play-in round, which you're a game or two away from being eliminated at that point. So you look at the path that's ahead of them right now, and they still have a lot of work to do to put themselves in better position. So this time I wouldn't be involved with it.
So good job by you that you knew this. They're going to attract money. It's LeBron and Luka. There are several books that have them 10-1, which, okay, they have to make another trade. You need rim protection. But right now, this team is just a joke defensively. You got a good laugh out of that, right? How can they be 10-1 to win the title?
Well, that's places being overreactive to the type of action that they see on this team. And for years, we've always seen Laker money. I mean, we have liability this year. It's nothing like we've had in previous years. But you know it's going to come. And now after the trade, you know it's going to come some more. So it's some other places that are mitigating maybe their prior position or where they're at. But, based on what our liability is and what our expectations are, and if they don't make any more moves, I was fine with 20. I didn't think I needed to go lower than that. And if they don't make any more moves between now and Thursday, I don't have a problem raising them up even.
Well said. And I would agree with that.
How does Harrison not call other teams, Jeff?
Well, from reading everything about it, he said that there would have been a lot of issues with it, but I have to forego those because the return they got would have been on another degree from what they got from the Lakers. I mean, you're talking these other teams where Michael Bridges getting 5 first-round picks and Rudy Gobert getting 4 first-round picks.
There you go.
So for them to just walk away with, I mean, I love AD and I loved him as a Laker, but he's going to be 33 soon.
Yep.
And they only got 1 first-round pick out of this, too. So they walked away with almost nothing in relation to what they could have got.
Well said. What do you think of the Spurs getting Fox and what that changed their number?
Well, I love it. And, I think they're a little premature for this season, especially sitting where they're at. But, I mean, you look at the effect now of players wanting to go play with Wemby. And Fox said he had one place he wanted to get traded to, and it's San Antonio. And I think he wanted to do it before everyone else in the league said, I want to go there. So now he's on the roster under contract before other people could beat him to the punch. So, he's going to be a great piece to that team. And they didn't have to give up anything. They still have, Vassell, Sohan, they didn't have to give up any pieces other than draft picks.
Right.
So they're in a good position and going to be attractive in the years coming for free agents, or even they have young pieces to trade still.
Okay. So in the Western Conference, and Jeff Sherman's our guest here, VP of Risk over at the Westgate Superbook. He's on the Progressive guest line. Speaking specifically of that conference, is there a number on the board right now on any of these teams that you think would be worth playing?
The one thing I would say is maybe Memphis in double digits. They're so well coached. They're even getting contributions from their young rookies that they've got this year between Wells and Edey. The health is in and out of the lineup. We see that on a daily basis. But come playoff time, if this team can be healthy, I think they can really make some noise in the West, and you can find them 10 to 12 to 1 right now, and that's probably the one direction that I would lean at this point.
You like them more than the Rockets?
Well, the Rockets, I think, are collectively too young, and at least the Grizzlies have had some playoff experience, and almost like the Spurs, I think, the next couple of years you're going to see the Rockets, the Spurs, right, going with Oak City, and those are going to be 3 stalwarts, but I think, 2 of them are too young this year.
Yeah. So you're on social media at Golf Odds. Along with the NBA, you also set Golf Odds over at the Westgate. Is there anybody that you like early on here looking at the Waste Management?
Yeah, it's tough to fade Scheffler. He's going to be the 3-1 favorite this week, but now he got a practice tournament under his belt. So, you understand the low odds, but I do like Tom Kim. I mean, you saw, I don't know if you watched TGL and how much he got up for that and plays to the crowd. This is the one tournament of the year on the calendar at Phoenix that the crowd really gets into it. We know the par 3 hole everyone gets into. So he's going to feed off that emotion. He's playing really well right now, and I think it just suits his game for this week, and you can find him 30 to 1 or higher. That's the one leaning point that I have right now.
All right, Tom Kim, I'll shop around during the break for sure. 2 minutes left here. How is the handle looking on the Super Bowl? Are you guys in pretty good shape overall, both sides here, or are you seeing more money on one team compared to the other?
We're seeing more money on the Chiefs. I mean, you could see that we're the low end of the market. We're -1 on Kansas City when it was predominantly 1.5s out there.
Mm-hmm.
So we've attracted right now 68% of the tickets on the Chiefs, 86% of the money on the Chiefs. Now today, you saw a couple places start to go down to 1 and come to where we're at. I saw Chris go there. I saw Circa go there. So some of the sharper books starting to head to 1. And I know on Friday I talked about it with you guys about our position being at -1 and how when we did the props, it kind of led us to leaning towards the Philly side and expecting sharp money to come in on that side at some point. And it looks like it's starting to go that way right now.
Okay, interesting. And you guys are at $1.08 right now with the juice on both sides. Is it going to hang there until Super Bowl Sunday? Are you guys going to bump it down a little bit even more than where it's at right now?
Yeah, it's minus 108 on the spread on each side, and on Friday we're going to go to minus 105 on each side. We'll have a 10-cent spread line.
Very good. Follow Jeff on X. He's at Golf Odds. Thanks for the time today.
All right, thanks, guys.
Yep.
Thank you, sir.
There you go. He was on the Progressive guest line.
Why other people are also pissed off, because it's like, how does this keep happening to the Lakers?
I trust me. It's one of my first thoughts that I had.
Gasol, Kobe, Wilt, Kareem, Worthy, Magic, Shaq, LeBron, Luka. I'm probably missing people. Like, oh, okay, I want to go here. Oh, I'll wind up here. Oh, they have this draft pick. It turns into this guy.
Funny how it keeps working out that way.
Yes, I know.
Right? Paul's going to recap the weekend's betting action and win some, lose some next here on VSiN.
Those were wild times. Betting squares for the big game has come a long way.
Now with the Circus Sports app, you can select your Circus squares right at your fingertips.
Everyone's played traditional squares at a big game watch party. Here at Circus Sports, we do it a whole lot better.
Select your own squares and as many as you want.
A $1 minimum bet and a $100,000 maximum payout.
And best of all, no more arguing over the squares.
Circus Squares brought to you by Circus Sports, the world's largest sports book at your fingertips.
The biggest football event of the year is upon us, and VSiN's got you covered before, during, and after the big game. We're pulling out all the stops with contributions from every one of your favorite VSiN hosts and experts. They'll be giving out their best bets for the game, as well as breaking down the lines and discussing their favorite props that they'll be sweating throughout. Tune into VSiN starting at 8 a.m. Eastern to catch all the action. And let the Sports Betting Network take you through the biggest Sunday in sports betting. last night? Wow, winning. Or was it a rough one?
Well, they can't all be winners, can they?
Loser! You're a loser!
Pauly Howard recaps the night in sports betting in Win Some, Lose Some.
What a weekend indeed. What happened in college basketball this weekend? Yesterday, Evansville plus 450, West Virginia plus 220, and Nebraska plus 240. Okay, how about Saturday? Arkansas starts the day 4-1. Going there to Rupp, they booed Calipari, and they took out Kentucky.
They look great.
Yeah.
That Arkansas team right there could do damage in the tournament. My biggest concern is, why don't we get it more often?
Yeah, right.
You know?
We surprised with the reception?
No.
No? Okay. Miami plus 290. Texas Tech plus 450. Went into Houston and beat them.
An awesome win.
Houston was killing people. Their first conference loss.
Texas Tech is a very good college basketball team.
Georgia Tech 4-1. Portland plus 375. Indiana State 3-1. IU Indianapolis plus 450. Your big boy. Kansas State 9-1. Goes into Iowa State and drubs them.
They killed them the entire game.
Yeah.
How does that happen?
I don't know.
I'll give you another one in that conference. Kansas got outscored 60-30 in the second half against Baylor.
Yeah.
What is going on with Bill Self's program?
Yeah.
Back-to-back years here.
Yeah, that's another one. Very good. Okay, then you had the NBA. Wizards 5-1. They won a game. They went into Minnesota and won.
That game, it was a perfect. I laddered Rob Dillingham that night.
Oh, did you?
No Edwards. He was out with an illness, and there was no Julius Randle. Okay. I'm like, okay, they're like 12-point favorites against the Wizards. He's going to get tons of run. He had 19 the previous game, lost every single bet.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. The perfect recipe, and he barely played. He had like 7 points. I'm like, what the hell's going on? You're going to lose to this team?
Condolences. Nets 6-1.
Huh?
What?
6-1.
I know. Lakers 4-1. How about that performance?
Oh, they were.
Well, what am I doing? Of course he's going to have a great game in the Garden. Yeah. Of course. And he has the triple-double, even without AD. Trailblazers win again.
Now, what do you think of that angle tonight? They play again against Phoenix.
They're hot. I don't want any part of Phoenix. Not to mention what's going on about who's in, who's out, and right? Heat +1 to -3. Wemby was sick. They won by 2. Hawks Pacers over. This is your big boy. Are they going to play? Is he out? 231 up to 242.
11
and it goes over. Wow, crazy. EPL. Fulham 4-1. Southampton +270. Good job, Meatman. Wolves +210. Crystal Palace +360. Tottenham +240. UFC. Imanov 6-1 by knockout to win in round 2, 16-1. Pavlovich by decision 10-1. Garad to win in round 2, 8-1. Win some or lose some. 8 fights went to decision. And never heard of him? Jay Uso? 66-1 won the Royal Rumble.
Okay.
He was on McAfee today, see. And Rory McIlroy, 11-1. Gets it done in golf. Subscribe, be part of the team, VSiN.com. Our radio and podcast friends, you always want to see these tweets and videos. At Pauly Does Vegas on Instagram. Thanks to everyone who sends these in. Big gambling theme on today's win-lose. He's in studio Thursday. He's in town for the props, and our guy, Big Randy McKay. The horseshoe up his ass. I mean, this guy got dealt. He got dealt a Royale with cheese on 50-cent 10-play Ultimate X. Poor guy only had a couple multipliers, but he walks away.
I feel bad for him.
Yeah, he walks away with $26,000.
Yeah.
Now, how many Royals does he get? 20,000, 60,000. How many does he get dealt?
I can't wait to ask him why he was playing Ultimate X. That doesn't seem like a game that he would play.
Yeah, look at that. Oh, that's sexy. Hearts. Dealt. 26,000. Absolutely. You don't have to do anything. Locks it up. I give these guys a hard time. I love them. But when we do our fast food rankings, I always like to say overrated from time to time. But look at this picture. There's your In-N-Out. Triple. And then look at the fries animal style. That's gorgeous.
Looks phenomenal.
Oh, that picture right there.
I was unaware of this, by the way. You can get chilies on the fries as well.
Can you?
Yeah, and I love that kind of stuff.
Oh, really?
So we're looking at a double up top, and that's a 4x4, the other one. I've always wanted to get a 4x4. I've never done it,
really?
But I'm automatic. I get a 3x3 every single time.
Do you?
Oh, yeah.
That is a great-looking burger.
Oh, that's phenomenal.
That's a great picture. Go get them In-N-Out. Yep. Good one.
By the way, In-N-Out tweeted out, "Welcome to L.A., Luka Doncic," and somebody else put out a photo of their food or whatever and said it's official, his first triple-double. Yeah? You got to go there and eat.
Very good. That's interesting that he has people assigned to him with nutrition and conditioning, and he's 270?
Yeah,
he plays basketball for a living?
Yeah, pushing 270.
I mean, come on. Come on.
Yeah.
You can't have a job.
No, you're fired.
Yes. If your job is to nutrition and conditioning and your client's 270 and he plays professional basketball, come on.
He's a truck out there.
Yeah, good one here. This is where the toy actually chases the French Bulldog. I'm going after. Oh, no! Here he comes. Now he's coming after me. Get out of the way. He's chasing the toy, and then the toy comes back, and it bounces off the wall, and then he's freaked out.
That's great. We have that same exact toy.
Yeah?
Got it for Sebastian. The dogs don't really care about it like this guy, but that's pretty cool.
Okay.
Look at him bounce up and down. He's like, uh-oh.
Sure, yeah. Oh, he's coming for me now. Excellent. Yeah. Can't get enough of these. A couple bad beats yesterday. The Sixers were 5-1 on the money line. They led Boston by 26 in the third quarter. Lost the game. Huge run. What was it?
Crazy.
A 40-6 run or something? Ridiculous. And Friday night, Avalanche Blues over 5.5. 4-0 in the first period. 5-0 final. Get ready for Big Game 59 with a big deal. Your final week to save $59 on a VSiN Pro annual subscription when you sign up with promo code FTM. For just $181, you get a full year of VSiN Pro. Every best bet, every host, every guest, the betting splits from DK and Circa, the dog videos, watch every show, the VSiN Watch app. This special disappears after the big game. Tell your friends, don't miss out. What an advantage play. VSiN.com/subscribe. Code FTM to lock in your savings. Code FTM. $181 for the year. VSiN.com/subscribe. Saturday, I went to the Palms. I know you've been to this place and your wife knows it. Scotch 80 is the steakhouse, and Shauna likes it. So we're going to have dinner, right? And she likes to play your favorite game, Pai Gow. Pai Gow, you get, if you don't know, you get 7 cards. You make 2 hands, 2 up top, 5 down low. It's a great put. I always say this, and Mitch loses his mind because he loses. It's a great game to hang out with friends. If you want to have a cocktail, hang out, and it's because you push a lot. You got to win both hands. If you split, it's a refund. So she goes, I want you to sit down and play with me. I like it when you sit down next to me and play. I go, okay, fine. So you got the $5 bonus side bet, right? So I sit down, I look, peel the cards. And this is
your hand.
This is my hand. This is what I see. I do the peek, the unveil, right? I see. You can zoom in on me. I'll show it to Mitch too. I see king, ace, 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 ace.
You were dealt quad aces.
This is my one of my, you're right. Now you get 7 cards. These are the first 5 I look at. So I look at it after I peek. I go, oh my God, 4. And I look at the bonus. 5 aces is $141,000.
You what?
Yeah. So I got 2 cracks at it. I need the joker.
You have to get the joker.
I need the joker. I get $141,000. I look at it. Queen. One more. Get the 6. So I win like $700, $600, whatever. Okay. Great sweat. The next hand, Shauna looks. Shauna she starts off, does the same thing and gets this. She goes 7, 8, 9, 10 spades. So right off the bat, bam, full straight flush.
Oh my God!
Right off the bat.
And what's that bonus?
So now
pay then?
That was I think $1,200 she won, $1,250.
But you can also get like a 7 card.
This is your big boy.
That's the big boy.
That's $820,000. So that's a good sweat. She's already a nice winner. Now if she gets the joker with one of those cards and has the 7 card straight flush, $850, something like that, $820,000. But no joker. So that didn't happen, but at least she got the straight flush there too. But it's in back-to-back hands.
Wow.
What a sweat. Incredible. I've never been in that spot before.
So if one of the bottom 2 in your hand that you're going to look at happens to be the joker.
It's $141,000.
Right there, $141,000.
Yeah. And to just look right away, I see king, ace, 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 and I have 2 cards left.
Oh, man.
Oh, that was
what
a fun
thrill.
Sweat. Oh, what a fun sweat.
What is that, about a 5-minute stretch then, back-to-back hands?
Yeah. Then she got, you can play, also with a side bonus, you have the, if the dealer has ace-high Pai Gow and the player has ace-high Pai Gow, and she hit that pays like $200. But this, because there's so much side action, now face-up Pai Gow. But that was It was wild.
I haven't played Pai Gow in several years. You can basically table talk with the dealer, right, to help what's going on.
They will help you if you show them.
They will help you what to do.
And yeah, if you show them, and also you're allowed a mulligan or two if you play your hand the wrong way.
Oh, you are? Okay.
They'll give you a mulligan.
All right, interesting.
What a night.
We will get into Super Bowl props up next, including some very creative broadcasting props. How many times will Tom Brady's voice crack? Will he criticize the refs? These are very creative. We'll kick them around coming up next here on VSiN.
And we're out.
Okay, give me 1 sec. I need to load funds into my gaming apps.
Stormy, really